today, and I'm actually using my favorite tool today, and that is a foam roller. I think everybody needs to have a foam roller at home. This is one equipment that I feel is really useful for anybody, and it can serve so many purposes. So let's just start today with some of my favorite exercises that I do on the foam roller. So we're going to start by just putting the foam roller on the floor, and you're going to straddle the foam roller with your legs and squeezing that foam roller between your legs. And then let's just stand up, sort of facing forward so that we can get into our neutral position with our bodies. So thinking about your hip bones being forward, facing forward. I always call my hip bones like headlights. They gotta face forward, they can't face down, and they can't face up. And then we have that tailbone slightly tucked under so that we're feeling that we have that nice stability coming through that lower back. And then feeling that our pelvic floor is moving up towards our belly button moving up towards our rib cage. And the sensation here is that we feel like our rib cage is right above our hip bones. All right. And then open up your chest and always think about putting a nice smile on our shoulders. We tend to spend a lot of time in that hunched over. So this is the chance for you just to open up your chest. Put a smile on your face too. It's Friday and it is beautiful, sunny today. It's no rain, so I'm very happy about that. And then just kind of squeezing that foam roll between your ankles. All right, let's just start with a little bit of a squat. So I'm just going to sit down and then I'm going to come back up. And then when I come back up, I'm thinking about bringing my body back up into that nice neutral position. So here we are, again, another Friday. I hope that we don't make too much of a habit of this because I want to see your pretty faces. So hopefully we'll be back really soon. But this is great meanwhile, so I'm thankful that Piggy's allowing us to come together in this way. So really feel that as you're squeezing that foam roller between your ankles, you can really feel the activation of those inner thighs. And I love working the inner thighs. Now, can we add some pulses here? So we're going to go pulse down for 3, 2, 1, and then back up. And then pulse for 1, for 2, for 3, and back up. And the whole time we're doing this, I'm mindful that my core is active so that I'm making sure that I draw my belly into my lower back to have that stability coming. Not moving my abs, but I'm activating them. All right, let's just hold it this time for a count, let's say 10. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly coming up. Beautiful. All right, let's just add a little bit of a roll down. So keeping the ankles again nicely tucked up against the foam roller. So let's just bring our chin to our chest. First, take a nice deep breath in to prepare. And then as we exhale, we just kind of nod that chin towards our chest as we start to roll down. So leading with that head as we roll down towards the foam roller. And you go down as far as you can. My knees are slightly soft here. And then feeling that I'm scooping that belly in. So I feel like I'm doing a bit of a cat stretch here. And then I start to come back up the same way. Tucking that chin in as much as I can. And then open up your chest. Reach for the ceiling. And then let's do the same thing. So again, tuck your chin into that chest as you start to roll yourself down. Just feeling your upper body heavy. Shoulders relaxed. Taking a nice deep breath in. And then scoop that belly in as we start to stack that spine once again. One on top of each other. And then open up that chest as we reach up to the ceiling. And then we take it back down. Beautiful. All right. We are going to sit down on the foam roller. So I'm going to just turn my foam roller around. And now I'm going to come and sit on my foam roller. And so my legs are going to come out. And so I want the idea that I'm sitting on my sit bones even. You might have one sit bone that you feel not quite as even as the other, or you might have more sensitivity in one area. I think I'm feeling pretty even here, but I'm just going to play with it. So Just going to kind of roll that foam roller back and forth. And this is great too for balance because balance is such an important component for fitness. So just making sure that we feel like we are balanced. I'm keeping my hands on the foam roller for now as I'm just kind of exploring, going a little bit deeper, and then go back a little bit more, just kind of rolling back and forth. Maybe stick that butt out a little bit as I reach forward and then tuck that tailbone as I go into a little bit more reflection and then kind of back up and then reaching out a bit more. Feels good. And then back under. And then let's go back into that sort of C curve and see, at some point I'm going to have to place my hands behind me. Otherwise I'm going to sort of fall off. Let's just see, can I go a little bit deeper and then up again? Just kind of going through that sacrum, lower lower spine, or lower lumbar spine as we just kind of roll back and forth. Yeah, that feels good. All right, I'm going to start to roll myself all the way back up. Just kind of sitting up nice and tall. Excellent. All right, I'm going to bend my knees a little bit more and I'm going to kind of roll myself forward. And I'm going to reach my arms forward, seeing if I can stretch that lower back. And then I'm going to stack my vertebra as I come back up. And then let's just tuck that belly in. So scoop that belly in as I just reach forward, just feeling a nice stretch opening up through my back. And then I'm going to stack that vertebra on top of each other. Just finding some movement and then back down. All right, beautiful. I'm going to lean a little bit on my side. All right, so kind of getting into those abductors. And so my one leg behind me, you can just bend it and then just start to roll over the muscles around the outside of our leg. So a lot of the muscles on the glutes are attached to this part of your leg. And so it's nice to get them massaged a little bit. We're missing a massages, aren't we? I'm certainly missing mine. And going underneath. So this just feels really good. And you can explore a little bit. How far can I go? And if you have any type of, discomfort to the point where you really feel that it's painful, then don't roll, just hold. You can just stay there and then wait until that sensation passes. Excellent, beautiful. And we do have another side, so I'm going to just take that foam roller and I'm going to turn it to the other side, and I'm going to just kind of lean on that side. My one leg was behind me. I'm going to put that one in front as I just kind of go over. You might have one side that's a little bit more sensitive than the other. This side feels a little tighter for me. And if you're doing this at home, just don't go too fast. I like foam roller going a little bit slower. I find that really, really helps with massaging into those deeper tissues. So my husband and I just finished our, I think, 5th puzzle. I think it's been fun. They're getting a little bit more challenging because we're getting better at doing puzzles. I actually love doing puzzles. Didn't realize that until COVID-19, but they're a lot of fun. We got a 2,000 piece puzzles waiting next. We just finished 1,000. So awesome. Now let's come off there. So now we're going to place that foam roller vertically like this. And I am going to sit on it at the cliff. All right. Now, some of you might have a black foam roller at home. Some of you might have bought one of Peggy's blue foam roller. Whatever foam roller you have is perfect. I really like the black ones, but I think the blue ones are great as well. It's a little bit harder to balance on the blue ones because they're a bit softer, but they certainly is easier on your muscles. All right, my feet are back into that neutral position. So I'm sitting up nice and tall, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to see if I can explore with my abdominal muscles and my back. How far can I go down without falling? And it's Much harder on a foam roller because you might fall easier. My feet are my grounding part. So I want to make sure that my heels are grounded in. Otherwise, if I don't have them grounded, I am going to lose my balance. So only go as far as your feet stay grounded. Shoulders away from my ears as we sort of just go down. And again, always thinking about that C curve, that back bend, tucking. Watch the shoulders hiking up to your ears. All right, let's explore. How far can I go down without losing my balance? I think that's as far as I can go. I'm gonna just stay here. And maybe I'll bring my arms up. And maybe I'll add a little rock just to add the challenge a bit. And really feeling the heat of those abs. And again, really activating those abdominals. So we kind of want to draw your waist into the center. Really scoop that belly in towards your lower back as you're adding a little pulse. Beautiful. And now I'm going to slowly roll myself down without losing control. And that was fine. Now, once you're here, I want you to make sure that your head is resting on the foam roller and that the bottom of your tailbone is also resting. And now we're going to just do some lovely exercises to start to warm up the upper body. So I'd like you just to put your arms out. All right, your hands are facing up towards the ceiling, so they're in a supine position. And then see if you can kind of relax through that upper body because we tend to get really tight there. And now just bring your arms up as if you do this slow motion clap. And then back down. And then up. And then back down. And you can touch the floor with the back of your hands. And now let's just add a little rotation. So you're going to clap the back of your hands and then back in that supine position. And then rotate. The whole time I'm doing this, I'm keeping my core in that neutral position. So open and close. Knit those ribs together. Draw that belly in so that you're feeling that you have that connection through the core. And trying to get that lower back sort of being drawn, your sacrum being drawn onto the foam roller. Beautiful. All right, let's keep your arms up. Let's have our palms face each other. And now let's just do a little bit of protraction of those shoulder blades. So you're going to bring your fingertips up to the ceiling. And then you're going to hug that foam roller and retract the shoulder blades. And then you're going to go back and you're going to reach for that ceiling, draw the shoulder blades apart. And then you're going to hug that foam roller again. So lots of muscles back there attached to the scapula, to your shoulder blades. And they're really important for movement of the arms. So our joint that are attached to our arm and our scapula is very mobile. So we want lots of strength to support that joint. All right. One more time here, and then we're going to go back into neutral. So shoulders are side by side. And now I'm going to reach my arms behind me because that just feels great with a little stretch. And then I'm going to bring my arms down beside me as I go into a circle. It's like you're doing snow angels. Honestly, snow yesterday, I could not believe it. I'm done. I'm so done with snow. Cold weather. I just want some hot summer days right now. At least that's what we should have. And then let's go the other way. So we can go for nice walks and runs. I tried to run the other day, but it was like, what? I needed my coat, my gloves, my mitts. All right, so as I'm doing this, I'm not moving my torso. My torso is perfectly still. So I'm trying to find a movement inside of my shoulder joint. So if you feel like you're really having to work hard at that, don't push past pain or like that. Just kind of go to a place where you're comfortable. All right, now I'm going to place my hands beside the foam roller for stability as I bring my right leg up to tabletop and then followed by my left. So now you have a more of an imprint on that lower back. So again, thinking about drawing that belly in because we need the stability here coming from the core so that you feel like you have some strength right in your core. All right, now I'm going to tap the floor with my right foot and then back up. And then I'm going to tap with my left and back up. And the whole time I'm breathing, you're never holding your breath ever. You're always breathing in through your nose and breathe it out. All right, you can stay here, but I'm gonna challenge myself a little bit. So I'm gonna place my fingertips up to the ceiling as my elbows are on the floor. That makes it a little bit more wobbly. So I have to really use my core here to make sure I don't fall off that foam. And then if you want to challenge you one more time, I'm going to reach those legs out a little bit further away from my hips. And that makes them have to work just a little bit harder. Making sure that you don't take the abs with you. So no arching or popping. You want to make sure that your rib cage stays connected and that your back stays grounded. And if you feel it's uncomfortable or you're not able to do it, then just go back to tapping closer to the foam roller. And let's put your right foot down, followed by the left. And then relax your arms. Beautiful. All right. So now we're going to bring that right leg up to the ceiling. And this again, feeling that your hips are grounded. I'm not lifting my bottoms up. And now we're going to just go into a sort of a single straight leg stretch without flexing our back. We're just going to bring that leg up and down, up and down. And now we're going to reach that leg, all right, as much as you can. So now your balance is definitely challenging. And then can we lift our core up? All right, so now you're into that flexion of the spine. Again, it could be a little challenge for balance here. I'm looking for a little bit, and now can we do that same straight leg lift? This side is okay. I'm a little bit worried about the other side because that sort of seems to be my weaker side. So making sure you have no strain in your neck. If you do, just put your head back down. And then take it down. Whew, good work, all right? Really feel that in the core. All right, let's go into that left side. Reach that left leg up. So point your toes up. So now this is kind of like that two-way stretch that we sometimes talk about at Pilates, where your toe is stretching up to the ceiling, but your buttocks is kind of drawing it down into the foam roller. Okay, are you ready? So let's just bring that straight left leg as far as now. And again, you only go as far as you feel like you can keep that core neutral. So hip bones are side by side. You want to get that belly underneath. So if you had a laser beam between your hip bones, you want to get underneath that laser beam with your belly. And that's how we're going to get that connection. And then just breathing in through your nose and out. And again, I'm not counting. I'm not a good counter. So let's just say that that's good. And then we come back up. All right. My right foot is my stabilizer. All right. Oh, I'm worried about this side. All right. So now I'm going to lift up. I'm going to reach for that one side. And you might have that one side too. All right. That's a little bit. And now I'm going to lift down and back up. And then down. And then back up. And then down. Still on it. So that's a good sign. Trying to keep my belly in. And I'm trying to breathe. Excellent. Definitely my challenging side. And then bend that knee and then back down. Excellent. All right. Both legs up this time. All right. Both legs are straight. So now we're going to alternate right and left. A little bit more challenging. And now if you find that you can't bring that straight leg down without arching, you can bend that knee. That's okay. Just do whatever you need to do to maintain that neutral, because if we don't maintain neutral, then your back takes over, and that's when you get a sore back. So I always think of that all the muscles in the torso and the core have to work together to make the exercise safe. So I'm working right through my internal, external obliques, my rectus abdominis, my transversus abdominis, all those muscles. Well, maybe not so much my obliques at this point, but we will be. Excellent, guys. I can feel that. Woo. And then bring those right leg down. Whew, nicely done. All right, I'm going to come off that foam roller. We've been on it for a while. And you can kind of feel your back. Feels good. Okay, so now let's move that foam roller towards our feet. So now you're going to place your feet on the foam roller. So we'll just start sitting up as we roll that foam roller forward and then back in and then roll it forward, finding your sit bones. And so when you get those legs straight out, it's a bit of a challenge to sit up nice and tall. So if you feel like it's too much, don't go out all the way. And just roll out. Beautiful. And back in. Now, I'm going to keep that, bend those knees. All right, kind of wrap my toes. And now I'm going to add a little bit of flexion and then back up and a little bit of flexion. So I'm kind of going into that, rolling down with control. So scoop that belly in, exploring a little bit here, shoulders away. Keep that breath going down a little bit further. Checking out to see my feet. What are they doing? Are they still on that foam roller? Whew. Doing this. All right, let's have a little bit of rotation. So let's just rotate to the side and back up. And maybe rotate and to the other side. And now this rotation now is coming from the waist. And now we're really activating those muscles that are the obliques, the internal, external obliques. You're working through the muscles of the spine here, your rotator muscles in the spine. So many muscles. They're all helping, but they need to be active. Excellent, guys. And then back. All right, let's roll down. I'm going to straighten my legs and I'm going to roll down all the way. Beautiful. I'm going to reach my arms behind you, behind me, to just find a stretch. And then I'm going to place the hands back down. Oh, nicely done. Okay, I'm going to move that foam roller so maybe it's around the ankle. All right. So draw that belly in. And now we're going to do our 100. But before we do that, let's just kind of prep that ab. And then lift and back up. And now lift and back up. And then lift and back up. All right, so let's come up. You're going to stay here for me as I start pulsing. So breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. So let's just lift that right leg, only the right leg as we keep pulsing. And then let's rest that leg. And then let's just lift the left leg. Keep pulsing in through your nose, out through your mouth, and then back down. And then the right leg, keep pulse, 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 and then back down. This is kind of not your really true 100. It's kind of a version, Maria's version of the 100. I'm pulsing vigorously with my hands, but I'm also breathing in through my nose and out, going back and forth. Last set, I think. And now, can we come up a little bit higher? Good. Can we bend those knees and pulse for a few more here? Pulse, 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 pulse. Can we roll that foam roller in? Pulse, 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 pulse. Can you lift your feet up and pulse, 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 pulse? Breathe in, bring your rest your feet down, keep pulsing, and lower yourself down. Whew, you feel that. All right, beautiful. Hands back to the side. Now, we're going to do a couple of shoulder bridges. So that means that we're going to be working the butt and the hamstrings. And the ease, to make it easier, bring your foam a little closer to your buttocks. To make it harder, you can bring it further away. I'm going to kind of, I think, stay somewhere in the middle. All right, now roll yourself up. I want you to take those butts with you and roll yourself back down. So thinking here, bone on bone, vertebra by vertebra, as we roll ourselves up. So it's a little bit more of a hamstring party when we use that foam roller because we're kind of feeling a little bit more in the glutes and the hamstrings. So squeeze and then roll yourself back down. And now one more time, roll yourself up. And now let's just stay up here. Whew. All right, you're not on your neck, you're on your shoulders. All right, making sure that your hips are up and that your rib cage is not flared. And now I'm going to bring my left leg in and then back. And then my right without moving my hips. I'm trying to keep my hips as square as I possibly can. as I go back and forth, back and forth. Excellent. And now let's change that leg. Let's lift it up. Ooh, I feel a little tightness. And lower my hips and then lift. So I'm just kind of just touching the floor and then back up. I'm surprised I haven't cramped yet because usually I get a little cramp when I do this because of all those muscles working hard against gravity here. And then hold it. Bring that right leg down. Left leg goes up. Straighten that left leg and now lower and lift. Nice deep breath in through your nose and out. Trying to maintain that right foot even so that you're not leaning to the right. And then put that foot down and lower yourself all the way down. Whew, that's nice. I can feel that. Feels good when you work those muscles. All right, just roll from side to side. Let's just do a little stretch here. Really love this stretch. So hands are going to come out to the side like a letter T. Your ankles are going to stay together. Pretend that your ankles are glued together. And now we're going to just twist to one side. Shoulder stays still and bellies are in. So making sure your core is still active. Are feeling that nice twist in the spine. Come up to the center and let's go to the other side. Ooh, a little tighter on this side. Shoulders down, so make sure that you're not lifting shoulders. And keep that breath flowing. In through your nose and back out. And then slowly come back in the middle. All right, let's do the same stretch, but legs are a bit wider this time. And we're just going to come over to one side, opening up to those hips. If you've been sitting a lot, then this feels good. And then back. Open up those hips, shoulder stays grounded. And then back up to the center. All right, let's go into our frog position here. So shoulder, your feet are together and your legs are kind of coming all the way out. So you got this big diamond. And let's just add a little pulse, little tiny pulse. And again, just trying to maintain that connection to the core. So trying to bring the waist in and then hands to the side. All right, so now we're going to bring those legs in straight. And we're going to dorsiflex our feet. So draw your toes to your shins. And then we're going to go back. And then we're going to do the same thing. Oh, this just feels so good on the calves. And then out. I miss the reformer. Feeling that I could use a lot more reformer when I think about my feet and the length of my body. Cannot wait to go back. Open up. Beautiful. And then back down. All right, let's bring those legs in. We're going to grab the back of our legs and we're going to roll ourselves up. All right, this time I'm going to put the foam roller behind me, right around my shoulder blades. All right, so you have a nice stability. And now we're going to work a little bit more also through the upper body. So I'm going to rest my hands behind me as I open up my chest, just stretching out. It feels so good. And then I'm going to come back up. And then I'm going to open up my chest. Kind of allow your elbows to fall a little bit. And then back up. And again, we spend so much time with our chest being closed up that it's important that we have a nice open chest. So just enjoy the stretch. Look behind you if you can. Excellent. All right, we're going to add a little bit of an ab exercise. So this is the key. Now, you want to make sure your foam roller does not move around here. So we're going to start in that extension, and then we're going to roll ourselves up. We're going to scoop that belly in. We're going to bring our elbows to the front. We're going to lift ourselves up, and we're going to bring our elbows towards our knees. We're going to come back up into that neutral, and then we're going to roll ourselves back. And hopefully that foam roll is still back there. But the key here is not to push up against the foam roller when we roll ourselves up. So you want to make sure that you're using the abs to lift you. That way the foam roller stays a bit still. Good. Making sure that you're not cheating. And again, you might not be able to come up all the way. That's okay. You can go up as far as you can. Maybe you just explore halfway and then come back down. That is totally up to you. Always listen to your body. Always decide what's good for you. We're all built so differently. And scoop that belly. So on a good note, my youngest daughter is pregnant, the one who just got married in November. So we're very, very excited to have our fourth grandchild. So something to look forward to. Scoop that belly in, and that's Allison and Nathan. Love those two. They're so fun. And then open up. Okay, beautiful. All right, so now we are going to bend those knees and we're going to lift ourselves up. And now we get to roll over those muscles around the shoulder blade. So we don't need to go too low here. So don't really go into any soft tissues. Just sort of stay around the shoulders and maybe lean a little bit to one side. Back to the center and then lean a little bit on the other side. Oh, this one is definitely tighter for me. So I've been doing some workouts at home and watching Pilates and doing my own Pilates classes and doing some HIIT classes, Tabata classes. Oh, it's good. It's hard, but it's good. And then just feel like a few cracks back here. And then we can maybe bring the elbows in, can maybe go a little deeper. Awesome. And again, just maintaining that core active the whole time. All right, and now we're gonna roll down. Beautiful. All right, let's do one of probably my favorite exercises. And now we're gonna take that foam roller and we're gonna place it on our lower back and we're gonna lay down. Oh, this feels so good on the back. All right, so knit those ribs together, shoulders relaxed. All right, making sure that you are not too close to the middle back. We want to really be on the sacrum, the lower lumbar spine. We're going to lift ourselves up. You can kind of figure out where that spot is. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring our legs up and we're going to just point and flex those toes. Feels really good to kind of get the movement of those ankles. So point and flex. And now circle. A few cracks here. And circle the other direction. That feels good. Making sure again that your core is nice and stable. All right, so now I'm gonna open up my legs, really feeling it stretching the adductors. And I'm gonna flex my toes and come back. And then I'm gonna point and I'm gonna open, flex, and then come back. Point, open, flex, and then come back. Point, open, flex, and then come back. Beautiful. All right, point your toes. And now scissors. So back and forth. Just back and forth. And again, maintaining square hips. Draw that belly in. Even though we're in this position, we want to make sure that we're staying in neutral. So hips are side by side, shoulders are relaxed. So we're going to do two scissors in a helicopter. And what that means is that we're going to do 1, 2, and then half a circle. One leg goes down, one leg goes up. And then we'll do 2 scissors, and then one more time. And then 2 scissors, and then a circle. And then 2 scissors, and then a circle. Oh, I love this one. 2 scissors, really open up those hips. And then, excellent. And then back. All right, let's go into a little bit of a frog position. So bring your heels together, toes apart, and open up your legs. So again, sort of creating that diamond. And we're going to bring our knees into your armpits and then straight out and then into your armpits. And I'm going to focus on trying to be even here and out and then all the way in and then squeeze your inner thighs together and then all the way in, squeeze. Now, go halfway in, come in and out, in, feel that in your abs as well. It's just a little quicker here. In and out, in. And now we're going to add open, close, halfway in. Open, close, heels together, halfway in. Let's pick up the beat a little bit. Out, in. And then keep breathing in through your nose and out. Excellent. And then back together. Beautiful. All right, we're going to do roll over. Now, this is not meant for everyone. So let's just start slow. So I'll tell you sort of the progression here. So if you don't want to lift your bottom off the foam roller, just come to this place where you reach your legs sort of over your body. You're going to flex your toes, open them, and then back. Point, and then do that again. So you're just kind of not lifting, but you're maintaining that nice stretch. Now, for the rest of us that want to explore a bit more, you're going to be lifting up off the foam roller, coming over, flex, open, and then back down. Nice and slow. And now use those core, focusing on the core. Over, flex, open, and then back down. So when you go back down, that's really hard. So you have to really draw that belly in. Really focus on the core strength. And then back down. Excellent. All right, let's reverse it. So same thing, if you're just doing, not lifting your bottoms up, you just come to as far as you can. You bring your legs together, you point, and you come back. You flex, you open, you come over as far as you can, point and back. You open if you want to explore a little bit more, come with me. I'm going to lift over, together, point, roll yourself back down. Flex, open, up and over, together, and roll yourself back. Beautiful. All right, nicely done. All right, let's just finish off. I'm just going to pull up my pants because the pants kind of do fall down a bit. All right, so now let's just roll with that lower back. I think I need a bodysuit. Something all together. And then go to the other side, roll around. So we've been working pretty hard this week on our new online store. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's at Fancy That in Roundstone. It's been fun. A lot of work, that online stuff. But it's been fun. And I've been delivering all week, all these parcels. So I've gotten to see where a lot of people live, which is kind of fun. All right, now let's just do this great quad stretch. I love this. Heel close to the foam roller and then hug that left leg in. So really feel a nice stretch in the quad. This is gonna be good enough just to stay here. And now just switch legs. Left foot down and then just hug that right leg. Shoulders relaxed. Just feeling that breath in through your nose and out. Beautiful. All right, let's just wiggle ourselves away from that foam roller. And we are going to come back up into a sitting position. So just grab the back of your legs, roll yourself up. And we are going to come over onto our bellies in a prone position. All right, so let's just work a little bit on that back. So now we're going to lay down on the floor. So you're going to take the fleshy part of your arms and just place them on the foam roller. And then your feet are grounded on the floor. My hip bones are in the my hip bones are on the floor, into the floor. Belly button away from the mat. as I reach my arms forward. So now I'm going to take a nice deep breath in, and I'm going to keep my neck nice and long as I lift up with my back. So this is a job for the back, and then back down. So keep those feet and legs grounded as I go into that back extension. Shoulders away from my ears, and I'm making sure that my neck does not hyperextend. So I always call it, don't have an angry turtle. So make sure that you're bringing your neck nice and long as you're coming up and then back down. Oh, that feels so good. And then lift up and then back up. Let's do a couple more. And then up, shoulders away from my ears. And each time, maybe you can come up a little bit more. Maybe you can explore. Your legs are just kind of relaxing behind you, but your butt muscles are definitely engaged here. You can feel my hamstrings as well as my butt trying to help out. Oh, let's just do one more. It feels good. And then back down. Excellent. All right, let's come back up into a child pose and sit down. And then back up. All right, let's grab that foam roller. We're going to go into a kneeling position. All right, so we're going to have our hips forward. All right, and so now we're just going to bring that foam roller forward as we sit down and bring your head between your bicep muscles to feel a nice stretch. And then I'm going to come back up into kneeling. I'm going to round my spine off into a rounded spine, so cat stretch, and then I'm going to come back. And then I'm going to roll my spine up, back up into that nice flexion, and then back down. Nice work, guys. We're almost there. And then back down. And at this time, I'm going to take that one hand and I'm going to roll it underneath. And then back up. And then I'm going to take that hand and roll it underneath. And then back up. And then I'll switch arms. My other arm goes up and then I roll it underneath. And you just you take it to where you feel like you have control. Draw that belly in, of course, always working here. And then back up. And then take it down. And then back up. And then take it all the way down. Beautiful. All right. So let's finish today with a mermaid. All right. So we're sitting in a mermaid position, pigeon position. All right. So my one leg is behind me. If this is uncomfortable for your knees, you don't have to. You can even stay cross-legged or however you feel like you need to place those legs to be comfortable. All right. So my hip bones are into the floor. And now the leg that's in front is with the hand on the foam roller. So now we're going to reach up, reach for the ceiling without lifting that hip. So I'm trying to find that two-way stretch. And now I'm going to go into that side bend, but I'm going to keep my hip on the floor. And then I'm going to come up, and then I'm going to reach for the ceiling. It's like I'm trying to reach the ceiling. So think that there is this big bubble, and you're just trying to reach the edge of the bubble as you reach up, 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 and then over, really feeling a nice stretch right through that side. Awesome work, guys. Wish I could see you. So have you been doing a lot of Zoom? I've had some Zoom meetings and Zoom parties. The girls here at Pilates, we did a little bit of a cocktail hour. We did Zoom. It was fun. It was a lot of fun, actually. And then back. And then the other direction. Next week, my book club is meeting on Zoom. And we're going to discuss the book that I have not read. You think that in all this free time that you would read a lot, but I feel a little bit anxious. And I feel like sitting down reading a book, my mind just, I don't know, goes all over the place. And then all the way up again. So I'm reaching, but I'm not lifting. So I'm trying to focus to keep that hip down as I reach the ceiling. And then I go into that side bend. And I'm focusing on really opening up through the ribs. So it's not so much about I'm going to try to reach with my arms. It's like, can I find some more space in my ribs? because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to just open and find some more space. Because the more space we have in those ribs, the better we are. The more length we have in our spine. Strong spine is a healthy spine. A healthy spine is a happy life. And nicely done. Okay, so let's come back up to where sort of we started. So how about we just bring our hands back to the front. I'll turn myself around so we can see. All right, and as a matter of fact, let's just use our foam roller here. Let's place our hands on the foam roller. All right, and now let's just bring your buttocks up to the ceiling and let your head go heavy. It's like you're trying to balance a tray on your buttocks, and then we're going to sit back down again. And then we're going to come back up, draw that belly in, and then start lifting yourself up. And then bring your chest up to the ceiling. Lift, 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 lift. And then relax, shake it out. Thanks, guys, for joining us again. And I will see you next week again. So fun to see you guys. Bye.